When did you watch someone learn exactly how much you were worth to them? For 2 years, I babysat my neighbor's 3 boys for free whenever she had emergencies, because being a single mother looked exhausting. And honestly, the boys were angels with me since I actually listened to them and knew their weird little quirks. But 3 months ago, she started calling me every week for yoga classes and wine nights. And when it became every few days, taking up 20 hours of my week, I finally asked if she could pay me something reasonable for my time. She laughed in my face and said, "Sweetheart, watching children is what teenagers do for pocket money, not a real job. I can do $3 an hour, which is generous considering you just sit there while they play." I declined, and she posted in our neighborhood group that I was greedy and trying to take advantage of a struggling single mother. Her first new babysitter quit after 40 minutes when the boys tied her to a chair with jump ropes and built a fort around her using every piece of furniture, while she screamed for help until a neighbor called the police thinking someone was being murdered. The second babysitter lasted 3 hours before the boys locked her out completely, and she watched through the window as they made potions in the kitchen using every condiment and cleaning product, which created a smell so toxic the fire department had to ventilate the house. Within 2 weeks, the boys had figured out their mother never logged out of her shopping accounts and ordered 17 inflatable pools that they set up in the living room using the garden hose fed through the window, creating an indoor water park that destroyed the hardwood floors and leaked through to the basement. They programmed the smart home to play death metal at 3 in the morning and make the lights strobe whenever someone walked past, while the thermostat switched between freezing and blazing every 30 minutes. They released 40 lizards throughout the house, and their mother found them in her shower and closet and coffee maker for weeks. One babysitter quit when the boys convinced her that aluminum foil in the microwave would make it work faster, and the resulting fire caused $8,000 in damage. Another left crying when they put hair removal cream in her shampoo bottle, and half her hair fell out in clumps. Then they discovered they could order live animals online, and their mother came home to 300 crickets meant for feeding reptiles that escaped and infested the entire house. The boys mixed all her expensive makeup into rainbow paint and redecorated the bathroom, including the toilet, which cost $600 to replace because the cosmetics destroyed the porcelain. They learned to take apart electronics and reassemble the television inside the dishwasher and the microwave inside the dryer, creating fire hazards that the insurance company refused to cover. A babysitter from a premium agency lasted 1 hour before calling their company sobbing that the boys had convinced her she was being filmed for a reality show about terrible children and she needed hazard pay. The boys discovered how to use power tools and cut a hole between their bedroom and the living room because they wanted a secret passage. They ordered $1,000 worth of slime ingredients and turned the garage into what they called a slime laboratory, where they created a batch so large it oozed under the garage door and covered 3 neighbors' driveways. One babysitter found them trying to cook a turkey in the dishwasher because they saw it online, and another discovered they'd been selling their mother's jewelry on an auction app to buy candy. They figured out how to override parental controls and bought every pay-per-view wrestling match available, running up a $2,000 cable bill. The boys built a zip line from the roof to the fence using their mother's exercise equipment, and when that broke, they tried to build a replacement using bed sheets tied together. They convinced one babysitter that their mother always let them paint on the walls, and by the time she realized the truth, they'd created murals in every room using permanent markers and house paint they found in the garage. When my neighbor needed a sitter during parent-teacher conferences, she couldn't find anyone for less than $100 an hour because word had spread through every babysitting app about the boys putting laxatives in coffee and supergluing a babysitter's shoes to the floor. She had to bring them to school where they mixed every science fair volcano together, creating a foam explosion that destroyed thousands of dollars of student projects, while parents ran screaming covered in purple goo. They released the kindergarten class pets and turned on every water fountain simultaneously, flooding the first floor while the principal found them in the cafeteria making infinity soup with chocolate milk and the entire salad bar, throwing lunch meat at the ceiling. "Your children are permanently banned from school property outside class hours, and you will pay for the damages," he told her, while soup dripped from the ceiling onto his head. That night, she knocked on my door sobbing with what looked like glitter glue in her hair, begging me to come back. "Please, I'll pay you $30 an hour plus my car on weekends. I haven't slept in 3 weeks, and I found tadpoles breeding in my coffee maker." I smiled sweetly and said, "But watching children is what teenagers do for pocket money, not a real job."